Leopard, the most stealthy of all apex predators. Leopards are one of the most common of the large cat species in Africa. Their secretive nature and resilience allows them to survive amidst many human communities. Sadly, in many of these landscapes, human wealth is stored in the form of livestock. With that livestock being a favorite prey of leopards, it puts them in direct conflict with the humans. Hunting has become a controversial practice in modern times. My name is Dan Cabela, and I'm traveling the globe to explore the true impact that hunting is having on our remaining wild landscapes. This practice goes as far back as human history can remember. But does it have a place in modern conservation? Human-wildlife conflict is prevalent across Africa, in areas where people still live with wild animals. Leopards are often at the heart of this conflict, their opportunistic nature leading them to prey on the livestock of tribes like the Maasai. I'm spending some time in Tanzania, a place where human-wildlife conflict is an everyday event. Tanzania is one of the last strongholds of functional natural ecosystems left in Africa, and the ancestral home to the Maasai tribe. This tribe has coexisted with wildlife for centuries. Maasai are true pastoralists, traditionally nomadic by nature. They follow the rains with their vast herds of livestock. They have truly maintained a tribal culture, one which has been shaped by a harsh existence in an unforgiving landscape. As a Westerner, it is easy to think that a leopard should be protected at all costs. But to a Maasai herdsman, the leopard represents a threat. They see them as vermin, much as an American sheep rancher looks at a coyote.
Saa ngapi? Saa hii au asubuhi?
Sasa hivi tu mchana.
Haya, okay, asante sana Mamela. Nilikuwa naongea na mgeni, sisi tukuja pande hiyo. Haya, baadaye. The leopards just jumped and grabbed a guy's goat. It must have been another sort of conflict situation, I guess. These people here lose a hell of a lot of goats and sheep, I suppose, and the occasional calf to leopard. I hate to know how many goats are taken each year by leopard. Probably runs into the hundreds, which in some ways is leopards doing their own bit. Can't take temptation away from them.
So is this an unusual situation, or does this happen often with the livestock?
This happens a lot, Dan. You can ask any of these herders around here. They're a leopard, and they'll all say, yeah, in that valley. Or another person would say, yes, over in that valley. You could easily say well over 100 goats and sheep are taken by a leopard in this area every year. Maybe a small goat might be worth about $50 or something, the equivalent of. That adds up quite quickly. Amongst the community, quite a big value there.
On our way, we come across some Maasai herdsmen and stop to talk to them.
So, Dan, we've obviously had a nice bit of rain around here, which is why we're around here. You know, there's a nice green flush of grass, which I'll show you. But that's also why these people are here with their sheep and goats. Let's have a look at it. There's a lot of vibrance of life around here at the moment. Naichui angambo sikia nini juzi au ya kitambo. About a leopard on the other ridge that was really nobbling their goats and sheep. So the day before yesterday, there was an old man looking after the goats. And this leopard came, and one of the warriors came along and basically almost had a competition, and it still took the goat. So, yeah. Pole sana. Just telling him our sympathies.
Where there is livestock in the same landscape as big cats, there's going to be conflict.
Let's chat to these guys. Jambo sana, habari yako?
Sidai.
Hapo chini? Hapo saa ngapi? Asubuhi?
Mchana.
Mchana? Oh. Haya. Okay. So he says around about midday sometime, a leopard grabbed one of his goats. And so...
Where's it now?
Down there in the bushes somewhere. So we'll go and have a look.
Hii chui anakula kila siku mbuzi.
Yeah.
Saa ile wakati amekuja nikajua mbuzi mbili amekula.
So he's saying there's actually this leopard every day, I suppose. Every day means frequently. But he says he's lost 2 goats today. He doesn't know where the other one is.
When livelihoods are threatened, conflicts are resolved one way or another, often ending in communities taking matters into their own hands. One of the factors that makes managing this conflict so difficult is the fact that we know so little about leopard as a species. One such area where leopard populations and movements aren't well understood is the Zambezi Delta in Mozambique. The Cabela Family Foundation has undertaken to learn more about leopards in the Zambezi Delta to help to make better conservation management choices going forward. Our hope is to collar the first ever leopards in Mozambique. By undertaking to collar several individuals, the hope is that science can inform conservation management by learning more about the species.
So for the past few weeks, we've been searching for female leopard tracks with the goal of trying to dart and collar a female leopard in the Zambezi Delta.
Okay, copy that, we'll do that now. So we're in Mozambique at the moment in Kutado 11,
and we're just getting ready to go out tonight to look for some leopard spoor.
And so the way we do this is we use vehicles. So at night time, when the leopards are active, we drive roads that have been cleared.
So we pretty much drag the roads the whole of this afternoon just to smooth them out, so it just enables us to pick up tracks easier. So we're going to go out, see if we can find any spoor. If we do find something pretty fresh, we'll bring the dogs in, get them to track the animal, push it up into a tree, we'll dart it in the tree, and we just want to get some collars on these animals. A little bit of an enigma, very elusive animal.
Good evening, Dan.
Evening. Good to see you again.
Yes, always is.
See you got the team together?
Yes, the hounds are loaded. We swept all the roads this afternoon. We'll go out. Let's go and try and find a fresh track. So we're just going to drive slowly, check the baits that we've put out. As soon as we get a track, we'll identify whether it's a male or female. If it's a female, we're good to go. And then we can chase it in the tree and put that collar on.
That sounds excellent.
Let's go. Ready, Dan?
Our hope is to collar the first ever leopards in Mozambique. Catching a leopard is no easy task. First, the team needs to find a leopard track worth following, but then they need to get it in a tree so that the vet can dart and immobilize the cat safely. The team searches hundreds of miles of road for a suitable leopard track for the hounds to follow.
So 7 in length. And I think this is that
Female.
female, yeah.
Is this tonight? Yeah.
So the back paw is much longer than the front paw.
We've got a couple of leading hounds, as in any pack, and you need, if you don't know your hounds by their call, then you need the collars to look at the GPS to see which hound is where. So 70% of the hounds I can distinguish on call, but some of the other, like the younger hounds, we don't know yet. So those ones we need to follow on the GPS. So we're trying to catch some females to put collars on them. So we're going to follow the tracks. The hounds are going to tell us how fresh it is. Get the hounds on the track, and we're going to try and chase the cat up the tree and then put a dart in her and then catch her with the net and put the collar on. Sukikat, ja.
The drug we're using is something called Zolotol. It's probably safer for her and just safer when there comes to, when there's more people around. So, and then we'll just have to sit with her while she wakes up again.
she's coming.
By collaring leopards, the team hopes to learn about the population dynamics and their habitat usage, the size of their home range, and gathering data that will inform the conservation of the species as a whole. This leopard research is taking place in an open system that is protected by the funds generated through hunters.
Once the animal has been darted and we are about to fit the collar, it's not about the collar only, it's also about collecting genetic samples. So we collect a tissue sample from each individual. We collect whiskers from that animal to provide us with a detailed history of what their diet has been for the last 60 days.
Okay. The length 26.
We will take measurements.
64.0.
We take a photograph of the left and the right hand side of each individual, and what that provides us with is an identification kit. We also insert a microchip into the back neck of each individual that we collar, and that provides us with an accurate identification code for each animal. She's coming.
Once the leopard is darted, the team uses the opportunity to gather samples to aid in research before fitting the collar.
So then we fit the GPS VHF collar on the individual. What these collars provide us with is a wealth of information. What it does, it provides us with active tracking abilities. So once that animal is moving off, we can actually track that individual with a telemetry set with their VHF part of the collar. But what it also does is it's got a GPS unit, and that unit transmits to the satellite, and it provides us remotely from a computer in the office. It will give us a ping on where that individual is moving. What it can also tell us, if it's a female and she's starting to have cubs, she'll start to move in a very, very confined area, usually returning to the same position in a star-shaped pattern, which is typical of them going out hunting, coming back in, feeding their cubs, and then going out again later, coming back in.
Whether in national parks, hunting concessions, or community areas, science can inform best practices for conservation management and help to ensure a future for the species.
We are only at the beginning stages of our leopard collaring program, and with each individual collared, we end up learning a lot more about leopards as a whole within the ecosystem. The more we know, the more we can manage and the more we can conserve.
You can only manage what you understand. While there are no easy answers to solving human-wildlife conflict, knowledge is what enables conservationists to manage areas where humans and wildlife live together as effectively as possible.